I don't know if I did.
Okay, we're going to go over it. I'm going to pull it up now. I'm going to just switch over to the whiteboard and we're going to do number one. And then you can see what steps you did and what you didn't do. So we can see what you understand versus what you need to understand. Okay. All right. So let's go to the whiteboard. And we're going to look at number one. All right. So the order for number one is your client is it's asking us for mLs per hour. Okay. Your client is to receive 4 micrograms per kilogram per minute. And it's asking us for mLs per hour. Okay. And then our client weighs 198. And what you have on hand is 250 milligrams per 250 mLs. Okay. So the first thing for me I'm going to do is I'm going to take my weight, which is 198, and I'm going to divide that by 2.2. And I leave everything in the calculator because it makes the conversions easier. So I got 198 divided by 2.2, and that gives me 90 pounds. I mean, 90 kilograms. Okay, I'm going to take that times my order, which is 4 micrograms per minute. And that will give me 360 micrograms per minute. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now we have micrograms per minute, but we need to get it to mLs per hour. Okay. So the next step is to go ahead and convert your micrograms into milligrams. So we're going to divide that 360 by 1,000. And that's going to give you 0.36 milligrams per minute. Okay, now we have to convert that to milligrams per hour. So we're going to multiply this by 60 because 60 minutes equals 1 hour, right? We also have to multiply this side by 60. Again, everything should be left in your calculator. And now you should have 21.6 milligrams per hour. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, milligrams
Yeah.
crosses out here. And then if we multiply it by 250 and divide it by 250, we're still going to end up with what?
21.6.
21.6. So that's your answer. Everybody with me there?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to practice this over and over, but I see exactly how you did it.
Okay, so now let's go back to the problem. Do we have 21.6 there as an answer? Yes, we do. Bam, rock stars right there. Okay, this one says, how many mLs per dose will you administer? If it's a dosing question, what do we need?
Dosing. Desired over half.
Desired over half. They don't give you your desired dose there. They give you the order. So you have to calculate your desired dose. What you have, though, is 5,000 units per ml, right? That's your given there. Okay. We know the patient weighs 93 kilograms. And we know that the doctor ordered 50 units per kilogram, per dose. So let's go to our whiteboard. Okay, on hand, we have 5,000 units per ml. Our patient weighs 93 kilograms. Our order is 50 units per kilogram. So we're going to take our 93 and multiply that times 50. That gave us 4,650 units per dose. And we put that over what we have on hand. And I got 0.93 mLs. Everybody else get that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's go back to our question. And is that one of our answers?
Yes.
Okay, rock stars right there. You guys can do this. You just really have to learn how to read. What is the question asking me? What do I need to convert? What steps do I need to take to get there? This is all critical thinking, okay? This is what it's trying to get out of you, critical thinking. So let's look at this next one. Look at what the question's asking you. How many mLs per hour? Okay, so for that, you need what you have on hand, right? Under your desired dose. That's all this is. So what's your desired dose? In order to get to the desired dose, you have to take what the doctor ordered times the patient's weight, right? And then we have to convert because you see our desired dose is ordered in minutes, but our answer has to be in hours. Everybody with me on that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so take your weight, 298. Our order is 30 micrograms per kilogram per minute. And what we have on hand is 4 milligrams per ml. Okay, so again, we're going to start with our weight, which was 298. Again, you're going to leave everything in the calculator. Divided by 2.2. And I get 135.45. Now, I'm going to leave the whole number in my calculator. That's what you need to do. But I'm just putting a line under this because that represents infinity. Okay, because it goes on and on and on with that 0.45, 0.45. Now we have to multiply this times the actual doctor's orders, which is 30 micrograms per minute, okay? And that should have gave you 4,063.63 infinity micrograms per minute. Now remember, it's asking us for mLs per hour, and what we have on hand is 4 milligrams per ml. So that means this has to go to milligrams. Okay, so we're going to divide this by 1,000 to make it milligrams. And that's going to give you 4.06. We don't need the rest of it, okay? But leave it in your calculator. Milligrams per minute. We still need to be in hours, right?
Mhm.
So now we got to multiply both sides by 60 to convert this minute to an hour and this to an hourly rate. So 4.06 times 60. And that should have gave you 243.81 milligrams per hour. Again, this is infinity. All right, so now your milligrams crosses out here and you're left with mLs per hour. Now all you have to do is the final math step. Divided by 4. That gives you 60.95. And for this one, they want you to round it to the nearest tenth, even though they don't tell you that. So it's going to be 61 there. Everybody with me on the math so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it would have gave you these options to choose from. And you would have gotten the 60.95. So what would you have done there? What would you have picked? So everybody would have picked D here, right?
Yes.
Even if you didn't know that it wanted to round to the nearest tenth, when you saw your answer 60.95, you should have been able to equivalate that to answer D. Okay, number 4 is the same thing. The only difference here is 1, this is asking you how many mLs per hour and how's your time, how's your order here? Is it in minutes or is it in hours?
It's an hours.
It's in hours, so you
Hours.
don't need to do that extra conversion here. Your weight is already converted for you, right? Your weight is already converted for you, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now, if you do the, it says that you're ordered 20 units per kilogram per hour. So what's your step here? You're going to take your 20 units, your patient's weight, and then you have on hand 100 units per ml. So the first thing you're going to do, since we know that the doctor ordered 20 units per kilogram, we're going to take our 20 units times our weight, which is 87 kilograms. That should have gave you 1,740 units. On hand, you have 100 per ml. She gave you 17.4 mLs. Because these cross out, right? Is your answer up there?
Yeah.
The biggest mistake you guys have is you just don't look at what is in the question and what it's asking you. If you develop that skill, then you can answer any one of these. So let's look at number 5. Let's see if you can do this on your own. Everybody have all the numbers they need? I'm going to go to the whiteboard.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it tells you that your patient's weight is 98. It's looking for mLs per hour. So we divided that by 2.2. That gave me 44.54 infinity there. And I had to multiply that times my desired dose, which was 5 milligrams per kilogram per hour, right? And that should have gave you 222.72. And what you had on hand was 500 per 100, right? Let me go back to the question so I can make sure.
That's correct.
Okay, 500 per 100. So then you had to just do the math. Again, this is going to cancel out. And you're going to end up with mLs per hour. And I got 44.54. Hey, that answer up there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, anybody have a problem with that one?
No.
Only use what you need from the question. So if you use that 500 milligrams where it says doctor orders Vaco 500 milligrams, you didn't need that. Right? That wasn't part of your solution. So if you got mixed up because you used that, you have to understand why you don't need that. All right, let's look at number 6. Again, this is asking us for mLs per hour. Okay. So first you have to look at what is your desired dose and what do you have on hand. So the only way you can get your desired dose is to take what the doctor ordered times the patient's weight. So we should have 9 times 76.
13.7.
And then you're going to divide that by what you have on hand. Okay, so 9 times 76. It gave us 684. And we're dividing this by what we have on hand. And what'd you get?
$13.7.
Okay, that rounds that up. Questions there?
No.
No.
All right, number 12, let's look at, number 7. So when it says how many mLs will you administer per dose, as soon as you see dose, that should tell you what?
Desired over have.
Yes, ma'am.
We can't see it. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let me fix this share. Where'd it go? Come on. All right, number 7. Again, you can just put the numbers in your calculator if you know what to put in. So I'm just putting in 115 divided by 2.2 times 12, and then I can divide that over what I have in hand. I don't even have to put anything down on paper if I know how to do the steps. But whatever works for you, is easier for you, makes you remember. So did everybody get C here for an answer?
Yes.
Anybody
Yes.
who's still struggling with this?
I just need to
No, I'm
practice
okay with
more.
this one.
Answer is 12.5, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
12.5. I'm sorry? Who said something?
Oh, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say something. As
Yes,
far as
please.
me, I think these ones I can now do because of the tutoring right now. I think my biggest problem is the ones in the minutes where I have to do all the extra steps. So I think if
So let's go back over some more of those.
yeah.
Let's look at number 10. Okay, so look at this last part of the question. It's asking for mLs per hour. Okay, so a couple things you have to look at here. First of all, what is my time in? So look at your order, because your order tells you what your time is in. And your
In
order is in
minutes.
micrograms per kilogram per minute, right? But you have to get it to mLs per hour.
Okay.
All right, so let's start with taking out what we need out of the problem. And what we need out of this problem is the 10 micrograms per minute per kilogram per minute, because that's our order. We need the 170. And we need the 500 milligrams per 500 ml. Okay, so we're going to start with our weight here. You always have to start with that. If it's converted, you don't do anything with it. If it's not, then you have to convert it. All right, so what'd you get for the weight?
77.27 infinity.
Okay. So now what's the next step?
Times that by 10.
Okay, we're going to times it by 10. So what we have here is micrograms. I mean kilograms. This is kilograms, my bad. Times our 10 micrograms per minute. And what'd that give you?
772.72 infinity. And that's where I'm at.
Okay. So now we got 772.72 infinity, and this is micrograms per minute. Okay? Everybody with me?
Yes.
What's the next step?
That's where I'm stuck.
Okay, well, this is what we have on hand. So this is micrograms, and we need it in what?
In milligrams.
Milligrams.
So our
Wow.
next step is to divide by 1,000, right?
Okay.
And that's going to give you 0.772 infinity, right? Milligrams per minute. Now what do you need to do?
Is this where we times both sides by 60?
Both sides by 60.
Okay.
And really, like for purposes of the math, you just have to multiply that number that you got here, that 0.772 times 1,000, right? I mean, times 60, because you already know this is going to give you 1 hour. Times 60 is 1 hour, right?
Right.
But on your calculator, you really only have to do the 0.772 times 60 and leave that whole number in your calculator, which it should have gave you 46.36, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you have 500 milligrams per 500 mLs. So that gave you 46.36. And now you're in hours. So this is milligrams per hour, because that's what you just converted to. Remember, your milligrams cancels out. And really your 500 would cancel out. So you would have 46.36, which you would round up to what?
46?
46 point what?
0.4.
Remember, you can go in tenths when you're doing mLs per hour. So you're not rounding to a whole number on these. You should be rounding to the nearest tenth,
Okay.
which is going to be 46 point what?
4.
Okay. Come on.
So, Miss Sue, in ml per hour, we always have to convert into the tenths, not a whole number.
If you're doing mLs per hour, you should be doing it to the nearest tenth,
Okay,
unless it tells you to round to a different number.
okay,
Otherwise, it would be the nearest tenth.
all right.
But if you came with a whole number, you would leave it as a whole number, right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so Miss Sue, I'm just trying to make sure I get this thing here. Where did it go?
Oh, you want to go ahead?
Oh, okay. So I was thinking after I did the 46, after I got the answer of the 46.4, in my head now I'm thinking I'm doing desired over half with this 500 milligrams slash 500
Well, you
milliliters.
are. Go ahead and do it.
Oh, okay.
Take your 36.4, divide it by the 500, and then multiply it by the 500.
Oh, okay. I got
You
it.
got the same answer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do all the steps if you need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to. Okay.
That's okay. Do all the steps. That way you don't miss a step.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I think I got it.
Okay, we're going to do a couple more. If I can get into my stuff. Let's go. I'm just going to stop my share for a minute so I can see if I can make this work because it's being stubborn.
And Miss Sue, are we going to finish the quiz questions?
The quiz questions.
Yeah, the dosage calc questions, we didn't finish them. There was a question I had, one of them.
Which one didn't we finish? I thought we finished all of them. The ones that were on that page. I had you do two, right?
No, the dosage calc quiz that we have for class that you were going over the test.
Oh, I went through all of them. Did we miss one? Yeah, I went through all of them. Can you see my screen?
No.
All right, let me share my screen so you have the right screen. And you tell me what question we didn't go over because I'm pretty sure we went through all of them. All right, can you see my screen with the questions?
Yes.
Okay, can you see in the little box the question?
Um.
All right, let me just open it up and tell me what question you didn't understand when we get to it. Come on. Probably kicked me out.
I just I just remember the answer being something like 5,000 something. Um,
All right, well, here's the questions. This is one. Can you see them?
Yes, that wasn't it though. No. 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 Six. That was no, that's not it.
Are you able to share your exam soft with me? I can look at it through your exam soft history and see what you missed.
Can I share it? I don't know how to. I haven't
Yeah.
been in exam soft
Yep.
in a while.
Okay. So
I
go
haven't
ahead
been-
and start with sharing your screen.
I
You
have
have
not
to
been
share
in
your
there,
screen?
so I can't get in.
You what?
I can't get into exam solved.
I'm going to help you get in. So go to the bottom of the screen where it says share screen
Um,
and just share your main computer screen. Or resume back up again, right? So I'll actually send you what we recorded today, but